Alright, guys, I was going to do this live feed regarding Adam from Halifax. I said that I would do a live feed regarding this incident, so I'll just briefly do it and play this clip. I'm sure a lot of you have seen. This is Adam from Halifax who joined Britain First. He's wearing a Britain First t-shirt. I'll just play this clip now.
We've got problems, but we still make time. Oh. And this winds me up as well. This is what we need to ban as well in this UK, right? Because if I went round in a balaclava, it would be a different matter. Look at that. Excuse me, look, I'll give you this leaflet. I didn't want to post it. Have a good read of that, love. See what I mean? Even a Muslim with a burqa took it. I was going to post it to her, but I thought, no. I thought it was a post box. I'm just going to post it for the postman to see. Right, it's good. Fun. Right, it's good fun.
Right, just trying to... oh, there you go. Mr. Adam here from Halifax. First of all, I try to advise Adam on numerous of occasions what he needs to avoid and what he needs to do. I advise him to stay independent, clear of any group. And what does he do? He goes and joins Britain First. This incident, right, was... I mean, he was heading towards trouble, and I knew that he was heading towards a pit. After this incident and all the trouble that came along with it, all the threats, etc., I got in touch with him and says, let's do a live feed together so I can bring that tension down for him. And his answer in the end was he was quite reluctant to do that, until in the end he told me, oh, I am trying to get famous on his back. Right? I am trying to get famous on his back. I mean, come on. Famous? I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known. I like my privacy. So now, all the threats that he has received, I also advised him every night he needs to seal his letter box, because the last thing he wants is somebody putting petrol through the door and setting the house on fire. Whether he's taken that advice, I don't know. What has happened is he's now apologized to the Muslims. I know how frightened he is, but I also know how stupid he is, how naive he is. Because you don't go around doing the stuff that he has been doing when you're living in a Muslim town, a Muslim area. And if you want to do things like this, you need to stay clear. You need to stay away living in a Muslim area. You've got to take into account your family. Tommy, on the other hand, doesn't stay, even though he stays in Luton, he stays way out of a Muslim area. Because if he lived a stone throw away from a Muslim area, he wouldn't be alive now. And you get this Mr. Wise guy who wants to be the next Tommy, which is fine. You get this wise guy who hasn't got a clue, and when things go pear-shaped, what does he do? He says he's got it all wrong, and he wants to meet the Muslims to understand them a bit more. I understand he's shit scared. I understand the threats. But one thing you don't say, what he said, is this, that he was actually brainwashed into the way he was thinking. Now I wonder if Britain First has responded to this. I wonder if they have come alongside him, or have they now denounced him because of his rhetoric. I haven't heard anything from Britain First. If anybody has, please post it on here. What I will say this, right? Adam is a type of guy, to save his own neck, he's a type of guy who would actually embrace Islam and become a Muslim just to get them off his back. What he needs to do now is move out of the area. He's got no choice. Either he can stay in the area and completely submit to Islam to save his own neck, or he can move out of the area with his family. He's got two choices. What has happened, right, is, I mean, I knew the guy was heading towards a pit, right, a pit, and I just stayed quiet because there wasn't any point in advising him privately or openly. Imagine if I advised him openly, I would have got a backlash as well, saying, who do you think you are telling Adam what to do? Adam is his own man, etc. And I also seen comments defending Adam, that he is frightened, the poor little boy is frightened, let's have some understanding. But can you imagine if that was me? If that happened to me? Imagine if that happened to me, right, and I was threatened. I lived in a Muslim town and I was threatened. And I said, right, okay, I got it all wrong and I want to speak to the Muslims, I want to meet them, talk to them and all that. I got it all wrong, I'm sorry, etc. Could you imagine the amount of backlash I would have got without anybody defending me? Everybody would have said, I told you so, Mo was a fake, he wasn't really a Muslim, he was a fake, taqiyya and extract and all that. Could you imagine that? I can understand to a point people defending Adam, but let's get a bigger picture. He put himself in this situation and he needs to take responsibility alone. Not blame others, not blame others that he now deems as far right and say, oh, he was brainwashed by the far right. He needs to take full responsibility of his own actions. I'll tell you one thing, if I was in a war, I would not have Adam beside me with a rifle. Because when the going gets tough, he would be the first one to turn his rifle on another person to save his own neck, even killing his own side. This is the type of person Adam is, and he will sway whichever way the wind blows, and that means betraying the very people that supported him. Adam, you need to return all the money that was donated to you to travel to London. You need to return that back, especially to an elderly lady who gave you over £400 for you to travel to London to attend an event regarding Tommy Robinson. You need to return all that. I have returned. I've asked, in my case, I've asked GoFundMe to refund all the donators that donated to me, because I'm unable to do the work because I don't have enough funding. And this is a key thing, isn't it, Adam? You need to maintain your integrity, especially where the money is concerned, and return the funds. Your integrity in terms of being loyal to what you stand for has gone down the drain, because any one little threat, right, you now have turned your back on your core beliefs. Nobody's holding a knife to your throat yet. There's been threats, and yet you are in a state of this pussyfooting. You were all too good, right? Being out there and being all cocky. Wanna order a stab-proof vest, etc. But you're not cocky now. You are very naive, Adam. And I'm not being horrible to Adam. I'm just being real. I'm being real. I care about his safety, and his wife and kids and his family, his parents. I care about them. Of course I do. I'm not having. This isn't a horrible criticism. This is a reality check for everybody, including Adam. That you don't go around doing the things that Adam did when you're living in a Muslim area. That's stupidity. You know, even I don't even wear a stab-proof vest, right? And I'm the number one enemy of Islam. They hate us more than they hate the Jews. And even I don't wear a stab-proof vest. And I'll tell you why. Because I know the threat that I'm facing, right? I know that in certain places there's no need to wear a stab-proof vest. If I was to go into a Muslim area, etc., and I do a live feed, I still wouldn't have a stab-proof vest because I would do a live feed quickly and I would move quickly out of the area. So we need to understand on how we do things, Adam, and not run cowardly. Yes, take precautions. You have to take precautions because you can't handle 3 or 4 people or a mob of people against one person. That's not cowardly, right? When you retreat from that, when you take precautions. 1-on-1, yes. 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, yes. You probably can handle that. I can handle that. But we still have to take precautions. It's not about being coward. It's about being wise and sensible. I haven't heard anything from Adam. I don't know if anybody else has. But I wonder if the police have actually gone around there to even speak to him in regards to his rant with that woman, with the Muslim woman. Because in the eyes of the police and the law, that is religious hatred in their eyes. And it's interesting enough, right? It so happens to be, right, a Muslim woman happens to be in that area when Adam is handing out the leaflets. I'm not saying that it was a setup, that Adam was a setup, but it could have been a setup by the lefties, knowing that Adam was on the high street in Halifax handing out the leaflets, because he was doing a live feed, and people are keeping an eye on him, especially the far left in that area. So is it possible that the far left got hold of a Muslim, or who knows who's under that burqa? It could have been a white lady, who knows? But it's interesting how it happens to be a woman going towards Adam, and Adam says that she actually shook his hand. Now here's the thing, especially a woman in a burqa would never shake hands with a man. So who's actually under that burqa? That's an interesting thought. Anyway, guys, share this, and if anybody knows what's happened, if anybody who resides in Halifax who is following me on Facebook, please let me know some update on what's happened to Adam. I'd like to know, because it'll be interesting. Ash Karim, I'm not saying that Muslim woman was a plant, but what I'm saying is there is a possibility that Adam was set up, because Adam says that the woman shook his hand. A Muslim woman in a burqa especially would not shake hands with a man. So my question is, who was under that burqa? Was it a setup? Did the media set him up, knowing that he was on the high street? Who knows? But one thing for sure, a woman in a burqa, especially in a burqa, would not shake hands with a man. And vice versa, a Muslim man will not shake hands with a woman. Think about it. Thank you. Bye for now.